The burial that dug up the truth. In the quiet village of Mbale, life flowed peacefully, like the river that bordered its lush banana fields. That is, until the day the beloved Pastor Obasi passed away. Everyone mourned the charismatic, God fearing man who had led the village church for 22 years. But when his casket was laid at the altar, a woman no one recognized stepped forward, and what she said shattered the illusion of holiness the village thought it knew. It was a cloudy Wednesday afternoon. The air hung heavy with sorrow and whispers as the village gathered at St. Matthew's Church. Pastor Obasi had died suddenly. Some said from a stroke, others whispered about dark forces. His widow, Mama Ruth, stood tall in black lace, her face unreadable. She had been by his side for over 30 years, known for her charity work and fiery prayers. But then, just as the choir began to sing, "It is well," a sleek black Toyota pulled up. Out stepped a stunning woman in red, about 30 years younger than the widow. She walked slowly but confidently to the casket, removed her sunglasses, and looked at the body. And then she said it. "Rest well, my husband." Gasps erupted. Phones came out. The choir went silent. Mama Ruth stood, trembling. "Who are you?" she demanded. The woman in red replied calmly, "I am Mrs. Obasi, his wife, from Kampala." The church erupted into chaos. Some shouted, some prayed, some laughed in disbelief. Elder Mzee Nyongesa, who had mentored Pastor Obasi, fainted right there at the pulpit. Mama Ruth collapsed into a pew. The woman introduced herself as Vivian, a former gospel singer. She claimed she met Obasi 10 years ago when he traveled for a church revival in the city. He had married her in a private ceremony, promising to keep it quiet to avoid misunderstandings. They had 2 children together, aged 6 and 9. To prove it, Vivian pulled out photos, WhatsApp messages, and even videos of them together on vacation in Dubai. The crowd was stunned, but the bombshell wasn't over. Vivian added, "He was sending church money to support us. Over 50 million shillings in the past 2 years." Silence. The burial was postponed. The elders needed time to investigate. The church board scrambled. Donations dried up. Some members left the church entirely, feeling betrayed. Mama Ruth, broken but dignified, issued one final statement. "Let God judge. I served him, not man." Meanwhile, journalists swarmed the village. Vivian returned to Kampala, her children now recognized legally as Obasi's heirs. In a final twist, it was discovered that Pastor Obasi had bought land in both women's names, splitting his legacy. Weeks later, a young man named Tendo, who had idolized the pastor, stood before the church. He said, "Let this be a reminder. Charisma is not character. Many wear the cloth, but live in shadows. We must stop worshiping men and start demanding transparency in our homes, our churches, and even our governments. Let the truth rise before the dead do." From that day, St. Matthew's introduced mandatory financial audits, public marriage records for clergy, and even therapy sessions for those struggling with the fallout. The scandal had broken their hearts, but it opened their eyes. In a world obsessed with image, truth is still the most powerful light. Integrity matters more than influence.